That dip in the price of oil and worries about China and Greece. That stock's mostly lower this afternoon. Right now the Dow is down 71 points. The Nasdaq, though, up about 2. Shares of online retailer Zulily up about 8% right now. That's after word that Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba has bought a 9% stake in the struggling company. And an app-based ride-sharing service Uber starting another round of fundraising could value the company at $50 billion. Tom Busby.
There is something about the road that beckons, that invites us to pack up the family and leave the world behind. And there is something about an industry-leading unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz that gives us the freedom to do exactly that. You take to the highway, rack up the miles for up to 3 years, and drive with the assurance that your Mercedes-Benz is covered. You have the security of being in a car that has been certified to Mercedes-Benz standards, while you enjoy a carefree ownership experience for miles and miles. But while the mileage is unlimited, your time to take advantage of our certified pre-owned sales event is not. Now through June 1st, you can also receive complimentary prepaid maintenance and your first 2 months payments on us on select models, plus 3 months of Sirius XM satellite radio. So hurry into your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer today and see why we say the odometer is there to record the memories.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Check us out on Instagram where you can watch videos, see pictures, and listen to audio of all your favorite KCAA shows. That's right, KCAA 1050 AM is now on Instagram. Go get your account.
Inland Empire weather, sunny tomorrow. Highs a little cooler tomorrow, actually. Highs near 76. Overnight lows tonight about 57. Currently, we are at 74 degrees here in San Bernardino. Looking at your drive, stop and go traffic on the 91 eastbound between Green River Drive and Highway 71. And on the eastbound 10 between Sierra and Riverside, there's a little bit of slowing there. Accident on the shoulder of the Cajon Pass just before Highway 138, and they are not telling me if that is on the southbound side. It is on the southbound side. In Ontario, stop and go traffic on the 15 southbound between the 10 and the 60 freeway, and also in Riverside, you've got an accident on the shoulder of the 215 northbound side right there at Central Avenue. Traffic is backed up from Cactus, so please be patient. There is a crash, and it has been cleared from the lanes, but it is affecting the speed of things from the 60 West to Pigeon Pass Road. So that is your very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM.
Some people want to deny climate. Fact is, our air has not had this much carbon for millions of years. There is one thing that can reverse it. I'm Elaine McFadden with Smart Health Talk. Tune in Thursday, 4 p.m. and find out how to save us all on KCAA 1050 AM.
Check us out on Instagram where you can watch videos, see pictures, and listen to audio of all your favorite KCAA shows. That's right, KCAA 1050 AM is now on Instagram. Go get your account.
Some people want to deny climate change. Fact is, our air has not had this much carbon for millions of years. There is one thing that can reverse it. I'm Elaine McFadden with Smart Health Talk. Tune in Thursday, 4 p.m. and find out how to save us all.
Smart Money Talk Radio.
Welcome to Smart Money Talk Radio, where smart money is talking, and we get to listen in to see what Smart Money has to say. I'm Jim Conaway. To listen to this and previous shows, visit smartmoneytalkradio.com or our LinkedIn page. And if you want, leave us your questions, and we'll get your questions answered during our show. Today's guests are Eric. Oh, my goodness. I haven't looked at this one before. Eric, CEO of TSN Advertising. Bill Walter, founder of Guerrilla Beekeepers, and Victoria Betancourt, organizer of Coney Bear Clean Tech Leaders Conference. But right now, it's 3:15, and it's time for Money Rundown. Story number one, President Obama's most aggressive and sustained legislative push since the Affordable Care Act faces a vote this week when a divided Senate considers it. The deal would open up trade between the U.S. and a group of 11 Asia-Pacific countries that produce almost half of the world's goods and services. The Trans-Pacific Partnership would reduce tariffs on a vast array of goods and services, affecting about 40% of America's exports and imports. Labor and environmental standards are written into this text, and the potential to right the wrongs of past trade deals. Oh boy. You know, here's the thing about lowering tariffs is that typically speaking, that is a one-way transaction. So I want to warn people about this one. Here's the thing. We have to understand that it isn't just tariffs that reduce our exports to other countries. There's the cost of our dollars versus the cost of the local currency. That's the biggest influencer. But another substantial influencer is how that country actually takes imports in. Japan, for instance, happens to have an almost Byzantine approach to how you get products imported into the country, having nothing to do with tariffs. So you have to be very, very careful to make sure that you are impacting what you truly want to impact. In other words, if everybody agrees to lower the tax on the goods going back and forth, it does not necessarily mean that you're going to have that translate into the actual sale of goods into your other countries based on how they process it. For instance, China is a communist country. So how does that impact the import of American goods? I mean, it's not like you're going to be able to do what you would normally do in a market-driven country. So we have to be very, very careful. I'm not so sure that this is a good deal, but then I need more details. Story number two, the Labor Department in charge of regulating the retirement accounts of millions of Americans has re-proposed a rule that defines who is and is not a fiduciary when it comes to providing investment advice to retirement plans, participants in retirement plans, and owners of IRAs. If adopted, the proposed rules and related exemptions would increase the consumer protection for plan sponsors, fiduciaries, participants, beneficiaries, and IRA owners. Well, as I understand the rule, one of the things that I think is going to happen is it will increase protection for the participants by shifting the liability to owners. And if that does in fact happen, you can see owners of corporations running from pension plans. Okay? They have enough liability issues. They don't need to be saddled with more liability issues. Right now, there are three standards of fiduciary responsibility. Fiduciary responsibility at its highest level is complete fiduciary responsibility, meaning that you take responsibility for the selection of the underlying investments. A secondary level of fiduciary responsibility is you take some responsibility. And, of course, the lowest fiduciary responsibility is you take no responsibility. So one of the things you have to do is if you are an owner of a company and you have any kind of a pension plan whatsoever, you need to know your fiduciary standards. Where are you? What do you have? What responsibilities do you potentially see? And is there anything that you can do about it? If you have any questions about that, you're more than welcome to call Conaway & Conaway at 888-266-2929 and ask for a pension review. We'd be glad to tell you what your fiduciary liability looks like. Story number three, managing the life of Sergey Brin is big business. Through Bayshore Global Management and Google Inc., co-founder has hired former bankers and philanthropy experts to help manage his $30.1 billion fortune. He's employed former Navy SEALs and the SWAT team veterans for security, a yacht captain to handle his aquatic and as the number of billionaires has surged worldwide in recent years, demand for people who can provide these niche skills has also lesson. The billionaires, I mean, we all want to live the life of a billionaire. So one of the things that I'm going to be suggesting that we do is start with picking out a team who can do things what we need done. Now, for instance, in my family, the archivist is my wife. She's the one that handles the photo albums. Do you know what I'm saying? So the yacht captain, well, we don't really have any aquatic endeavors, so we've omitted that particular team member. But for security, yes, we have security team members on our staff. Now, they're usually joint venture or they're a company that we've hired some service to provide us some additional security. But please, LifeLock might just be your answer, if you will, to your security needs. So take a page out of the billionaire management technique and start taking a look at how many hats you actually are wearing, who should wear them, and when should you hire somebody to wear a new hat. Story number 4. Today, the finalists were announced in the EY Entrepreneur of the Year 2015 Awards of Orange County and Inland Empire. The awards program recognizes entrepreneurs and business leaders who demonstrate excellence in areas such as innovation, financial performance, and personal commitment to their businesses and communities. To check out the full list of finalists on smartmoneytalkradio.com, you're more than welcome to check that out. But let's just give a short shout out to some of the finalists. Jeff Walker, CEO of Alliance Entertainment. Charles Dunlap of James Dunlap, co-founders of Ambry Genetics. Stephen Sugarman, CEO, and Jeff Siebold, President, Bank of California. Jim Conroy, not Conaway, Conroy, CEO of Boot Barn. Michael Burdeck, CEO, President of CalAmp. Kim Kripe, Mike Muslim, Steve Salver, Jared Dogan, Dan Rodriguez, Amer Nishat, Anthony Heisen, Steve Schultz, Alexis Schultz, Andrew Bakoff, Brian Meshkin, and Joe Duran are just amongst some of the finalists. And in former years, my wife was in that group as well. If you'd like to know more, check us out online. Story number 5. If you're thinking of an overseas trip to your summer vacation, this may be the year. According to MarketWatch, 1 out of 3 U.S. travelers are planning an international summer trip. The main reason? To take advantage of the current favorable exchange rate. Let me tell you, that's a fun thing to do. TripAdvisor looked at the average price of a one-week trip to 25 European cities. Travel between June 1st and August 31st, considered high season, and found that on average, Americans can expect to pay 20% less on hotels in Europe and 8% on round-trip airfares. Hallelujah! Now, that's what I call smart money. But here's the thing you want to understand about your exchange rates. When you're traveling, use those credit cards that don't charge for overseas transactions. And typically, those credit cards will give you the best possible exchange rates. One of the things you can also do is prepay. If you think the exchange rates are going to go against you, prepay for your hotel, prepay for things. You're listening to Smart Money Talk Radio. When we're back, we will be having our segment with Eric Zednek. I hope I said your name correctly. Stay tuned for more Smart Money Talk Radio right here real soon.
Smart Money Talk Radio.
Do you have more questions than answers about your retirement? If you're retired or within 5 years of retiring, give us a call here at Conaway & Conaway. Turn your retirement funds into a legacy for your family. Possibly reduce taxes during retirement. Position your funds to protect and create wealth, regardless of what happens in the stock market. If you've saved at least $250,000 for your retirement, give us a call at 888-266-2929. That spells Conaway
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-546-2909. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-546-2909. That's 800-546-2909. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-546-2909 today.
KNBC Smart Money Talk Radio, powered by Conaway & Conaway. Building and preserving your wealth since 1988. You could be paying too much in tax.
If your stockbroker, financial advisor, or insurance agent is not talking with your tax advisor, they should be.
Call us at 888-266-2929.
That's 888-CONAWAY.
Find out what a real team can accomplish for you.
Smart Money Talk Radio.
Test. Welcome back to Smart Money Talk Radio, where you can listen in to what Smart Money has to say today. Smart Money is talking with Truck Signage Network. I'm Jim Conaway. Truck Signage Network, otherwise known as TSN, is a company committed to driving the advertising industry to the new staple in branding and promotional campaigns. On air to discuss more with us is the company's CEO, Eric Zdenek. Zdenek. I hope, did I'm saying that right, Eric? Are you out there? Okay, well, Eric has not called into the station yet, so we're having some connection problems. But, do we have him? Okay, our caller hasn't called yet. So, I am going to switch it up. And we're going, Smart Money is always flexible. Always flexible. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to suggest that we bring on our next guest. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, great. Well, in segment number 2, we're changing it up and we're having Bill Walter in person. Bill Walter is a founder and the main beekeeper of Guerrilla Beekeepers. Guerrilla Beekeeper specializes in the safe and gentle removal of honeybee colonies from commercial and residential properties. The company also sells organic, pesticide-free honey. Yes, they do. And here to tell us more about the sweet business of guerrilla beekeeping is founder Bill Walter.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for having me on today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, great. Thank you for joining us in our little guerrilla radio station here.
So basically, Guerrilla Beekeepers, this was kind of started as a hobby.
Yeah.
It grew into a business, but we provide...
beekeeping.
Yeah, we provide live honeybee removal services from residential and commercial properties. We work with,
which is much better than dead bee removal services.
Absolutely, because everyone knows there's a crisis with the honeybees now.
But no, not everyone does know this. Well, I really want you to talk about this. It takes how many bees to per acre of almond trees?
So, by way of example, there's about 800,000 acres of almonds. Excuse me, up in the Central Valley. They need about 2 hives per acre to pollinate those almonds. That's 1.6 million hives.
That's a lot of bees.
For the last 2 years running, there weren't enough bees in the United States to pollinate all of our almonds.
Just our almonds.
And that's just the almonds. There's over 300 crops that we depend on 100% for bees to pollinate, basically a third of our food. And it's not just produce, it's also beef and poultry and chicken, because those
ultimately they eat plants.
They eat plants. They eat things that bees pollinate for us. So it's a big problem. I don't want to be the harbinger of doom, but it's a serious issue and needs to be addressed.
Well, you're the harbinger of solutions.
We hope so, because what we're trying to do is show that there is another model of beekeeping, a more sustainable model. Basically, commercial beekeeping involves the use of antibiotics, the use of miticides and fungicides in the hives, the use of artificially bred queens. So we are trying to develop sustainable methods of beekeeping that do not require...
Now, I just wanted to make sure. We are broadcasting in California. We have to make sure we have to understand this. Artificially bred queens.
Yes.
Queen bees.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, there's actually an industry out there where they breed these things?
Yeah, there's a huge industry in breeding queens, actually, because basically these bees have been bred to be docile and bred to be honey producers, and bred to be easy to work with, because the commercial beekeepers are using, they're working with thousands and thousands of hives, and so they have to have bees that are very gentle and docile and easy to work with.
So you don't necessarily need that, though.
No, not necessarily. We only work with feral colonies. There's a lot of people that will tell you that feral colonies...
Feral colonies. Wait a minute. Feral colonies. Ooh. These are... How Stephen King can we get?
Yeah, these are the wild colonies out there, the colonies that we remove. And we work with the feral colonies because those are the bees that have been naturally selected by nature to survive. They don't need antibiotics. They don't need miticides. They don't need fungicides. They are naturally healthy. So when we get those good colonies, the gentle ones, the healthy ones, the hygienic ones, the honey producers, we actually split those colonies or raise queens from them to propagate the good genetics. And when we remove colonies that are mean, the bad colonies.
Bad colonies.
Exactly, bad bees. Do
you ever run into really bad bees?
Occasionally we do. We run into colonies that...
Bees with an attitude, huh?
Well, like I tell you... bee colonies have personalities, just like people. Some people are nice and sweet and gentle and will do anything for you, and other people will knife you and take your wallet. So we're trying to get rid of the knife you and take your wallet kind.
Okay, so no knife you take your wallet kind of bees. How do you tell the difference between a good bee and a bad bee?
Well, the bad ones sting you.
Okay, that's
a lot.
Bad behavior. I get it.
The good ones are going to sting you, but the bad ones sting you a lot.
Aha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically, as a beekeeper, my goal is to get through the day without being stung. People ask me all the time, so do you get stung very often? And the response usually is, well, today, I haven't gotten stung today, so today's a good day.
Aha, I get it. One of the things that was interesting to me is I had an experience, and it was probably, a dozen years ago. We had a home, and we had a tremendous infestation of bees. I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of pounds of material coming out of the walls.
Right.
And it's like we tried all kinds of stuff to get rid of those bees, and that doggone it, we couldn't.
Yeah, bee colonies will get huge. I mean, that queen can lay up to 1,500 eggs a day.
Now, thankfully, these were the nice bees.
Yeah, good.
I didn't get knifed.
Good.
I still have my wallet. Okay. The only problem is we didn't want them in our house.
Right. Yeah, they've got to go. And basically, they're living there rent-free. That's what I tell people.
Definitely. They were living there rent-free, and believe it or not, these were, I think they were actually eating the wood.
No, they won't eat the wood, but you'll wind up with honey dripping down your walls and things like that. It's just not a good situation to have. I mean, I don't have any bees at my house.
Okay.
I like to keep them far away from where I am.
I understand. I understand entirely. Yeah. But by the way, I want you to know something. Even though we used non-humane and tried to remove the bees, within a year they were back.
They always come back. They will always come back. And the only way to keep them from coming back is to physically deny them entrance, because all bee colonies are looking for a certain set of nesting parameters, and all bee colonies are programmed the same. So if one colony liked it, pretty much every other colony on the planet is going to like your house.
So you mean to tell me that you're actually a bee location specialist?
That's what we do. We do
relocate the bees.
We take them someplace where they are wanted and where they're not going to bother anyone and no one's going to bother them.
Okay, so tell me, I'm thinking Newport Beach.
Right.
Where the heck do you take a bee colony where they are wanted?
Well, we find urban locations for them, which are safe. And so we do a lot of urban beekeeping. We actually specialize in that. And then we also have a large apiary, which is what we call our bee yard.
Apiary?
Yeah, because bees are of the species Apis mellifera, and so they're kept in an apiary. And
I had no idea that they were the ape family.
Yeah. And technically, I am an apiculturist.
Oh, an apiculturist.
Yes, which is a fancy word for beekeeper, yes.
I love that. Apiculturist.
Yes. And so we also have a large apiary out in the Irvine Lake area out in the Cleveland National Forest, and that's where a lot of our bees go as well. So basically, we take them from the cities, and we take them out, and they become country bees.
Wow. So how do these city bees adjust to country life?
They're never happy about it. They do not appreciate it, but they do make the transition.
Oh, okay.
And on the whole, it's actually a lot better for them. They're in a better environment.
Yes.
And they're not, they're safe. They're not going to bother anyone. No one's going to bother them.
Okay, so
yeah,
I opened up this jar of honey that you brought in. Thank you very much for the gift.
You're certainly welcome.
And I'm sitting here. It smells wonderful. But this is not any particular type of flower. This is just general, good old-fashioned Southern California bees.
Yeah, according to the USDA, this is a wildflower honey. There's no one particular floral source. In order to get like orange blossom honey, beekeepers will take their hives and they'll put them in an orange grove. And the preponderance of that nectar then is orange blossom nectar, so it tastes like orange blossom honey. Or when the buckwheat's in bloom, we'll get a buckwheat honey. But generally speaking, the honey from our urban locations is whatever people are gardening. And people garden year-round here in California, so it changes constantly over the course of the season.
Okay. So you know what? Here's the thing. I want to raise awareness of bees and the danger of losing our precious resource of bees. Right. I mean, I get this. And I'm a homeowner.
Right.
How do I handle bees when they come buzzing around my flowers?
Well, actually, when they're foraging, they're actually at their most gentle. All they want to do is find food. And basically, you as a human being and homeowner bees know three things: threat, flower, not flower. You want to fall into the not flower category.
Okay. Not flower category. Yeah. Check.
And the best advice I give people is pay attention to where they are, but ignore them. Don't swat at them because they see that as aggressive. They move about 15 times faster than we do. And if you start swatting at them, they see you. You're no longer part of the background, and they will try to defend themselves. And the best piece of advice, never breathe on them or blow on them. The carbon dioxide from your breath tells them there's a mammal in the area, and it sets them off immediately, and they will follow it, and they will sting you around your mouth and your eyes and your nose.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Don't breathe on the bee.
So I always want to give people positive experiences with the bees and to try to keep people and bees as separate as possible.
Yes. Yeah, I like the idea of keeping bees and people separate as possible while the bees are still allowed to go out and do all their pollinating.
But generally, just pay attention to them, ignore them, enjoy them, but don't interact with them and you'll be fine.
Yes, and don't overreact to them.
Exactly.
Okay, yes, yeah, my wife, for some strange reason, bees really like her.
It might be perfumes that she's wearing. They're very attracted to floral type perfumes. Basically, beekeepers, everything we use, all of our dishwashing detergents, laundry detergent, shampoo, soaps is all unscented because we want to set the bees off as little as possible.
Yes.
So
you want to be their stealth.
Exactly. I want to sort of sneak in under the radar, basically.
Sneak in. I love that. under the radar. So if I'm a homeowner, I'm not going to be all real super worried about bees. If I'm smart, I'll keep my flowers away from where I'm having the people activities.
Yeah,
correct?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. And if I see the bees, I give them a thumbs up.
Uh-huh.
And as long as they buzz with an Italian accent, I know we're okay.
Exactly.
Would you please explain that comment?
So, the majority of the bees that we have here in Southern California are descended from Italian stock.
I love that.
Yeah, and they do wonderfully here in Orange County.
Do they buzz with an Italian accent? One wonders.
No, I think they've lost their accent by the time they've been here so long.
Oh, okay.
They've been here since basically the 1800s, but Orange County has basically the same Mediterranean climate as Italy. And so we actually call Orange County bee heaven. This is one of the best places in the country, if not the world, for honeybees. And that's why I actually have a viable business in removing them. There are so many in urban areas.
I love that. So one of the things we have to understand is you get paid to save bees.
Yes.
I love that. That is super sustainable. And one of the things that you really ought to do is you ought to pay attention to the segment that we have coming up with the lady who's got the sustainability and energy.
Yep.
Because that is just so cool. It just is a really neat tie-in. How would somebody get in touch with Guerrilla Beekeepers to get that hive out of their house?
Well, you can call us at 855-LUV-BEES because we love bees.
Okay, repeat that number. I love the number.
855-LUV-BEES, 588-2337, because we love bees.
I got it. And if you want to buy some really cool, sustainably grown organic honey, this is the guy you want to call for sure. Well, thank you for being part of the show.
Oh, you're certainly welcome.
And I thank you for doing what it is you do.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
And you've been listening to Smart Money Talk Radio. Hopefully you understood that Smart Money is talking about saving bees and behaving and being good and any other bee joke I can think of. Well, thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for more Smart Money Talk Radio coming up real quick.
Smart Money Talk Radio.
KNBC Smart Money Talk Radio, powered by Conaway & Conaway. Building and preserving your wealth since 1988. You could be paying too much in tax.
If your stockbroker, financial advisor, or insurance agent is not talking with your tax advisor, they should be.
Call us at 888-266-2929.
That's 888-CONAWAY.
Find out what a real team can accomplish for you.
Weeds. It seems like they never stop, but you can put weeds in their place with Kcaa herbicide. Year after year, Kcaa delivers reliable control of a broad spectrum of weeds and excellent crop safety in over 50 crops. 50 crops! Kcaa gives you long-lasting residual control of more than 90 annual broadleaf weeds and grasses. It even controls tough weeds like fiddleneck, mare's tail, fleabane, fillory, and Italian ryegrass. Plus, Kcaa offers excellent rotational flexibility, so you can use it in fallow beds while keeping your options open to plant cotton, corn, rice, wheat, tomatoes, and more. And Kcaa has staying power to last through extreme weather conditions without leaching or liftoff. It's time to show weeds who's boss. Take control and keep control with Kcaa herbicide. To learn more about Kcaa, talk to your PCA or Valent sales representative, or visit us at valent.com/Kcaa. Always read and follow label instructions.
Do you have more questions than answers about your retirement? If you're retired or within 5 years of retiring, give us a call here at Conaway & Conaway. Turn your retirement funds into a legacy for your family. Possibly reduce taxes during retirement. Position your funds to protect and create wealth, regardless of what happens in the stock market. If you've saved at least $250,000 for your retirement, go to ConawayandConaway.com. That's CONAWAY, and get your appointment.
Smart Money Talk.
Welcome back to Smart Money Talk Radio, where you can listen in to what Smart Money is saying. I'm Jim Conaway, or what's left of him. And upcoming right now, we have the CEO of Truck Signage Network, Eric Zadednik.
Hey,
Eric, are you there?
Pronounced it correctly. Yeah, that's pretty good pronunciation.
Yay! I win a prize. I'm gonna get a candy after the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being a part of what it is that we're up to. And what is Truck Signage Network?
So, in a nutshell, what we do is we turn regular delivery trucks that are in and out of a city delivering products to retail stores on a daily basis but aren't currently using the sides of their trucks. We negotiate the right to advertise on those sides, and we partner with our clients to then provide big branded advertising campaigns at the street level on trucks that are in front of our clients' customers anyway. And we've been able to successfully launch campaigns in markets across the country with Fortune 500 companies that we're thrilled to be working with. And essentially the trucks are on the road anyway. Yes.
Uh-oh. We've had an interruption to our conversation here. Technical difficulties once again are besetting our show.
I am here.
And Eric.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, there you are. You're back.
Hello?
So how did you make your business sustainable?
Well, the idea that we like about the business that has to do with sustainability is that We are not. We're very different than those skinny billboard trucks, which are only on the road for the purposes of.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we're having technical difficulty. I'm catching some of the words. I'm hoping that the station is actually catching your conversation with us. Okay, who is your ideal advertiser?
We work best with big branded campaigns that look for market-wide coverage. So we're a big platform. Our trucks are over 400 square feet of advertising, and they cover wide ranges of areas inside of the city.
Okay, so the ideal advertiser, I'm sorry, but we're having technical difficulties. If I'm interrupting you, I apologize. I cannot hear you. So your ideal advertiser is somebody who wants to have a 400 square foot sign driving around in local neighborhoods, because most of your trucks are local delivery trucks, correct?
Yes, that's correct. They're on the road anyway, and the nice thing about it is all.
Okay, I'm going to assume the answer was yes on that one. But we are having technical difficulties, Eric. I apologize. One of the things that I've got to say is I love the business model, and the business model is using a tool that's underutilized as it is, a tool that's not being used to its maximum, which is the trucks. In fact, our beekeeper guest might be using your services in advertising. If he can find a business that has local deliveries, he might introduce them to you just so that they can have an advertisement on their trucks for his local business. And I love that. And I wish I could ask you, how would somebody get in touch with Truck Signage Network for their own purposes?
Can you still hear me?
Oh, you're there. I heard you for a second.
I have been. Yeah, I have been. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
But I feel like you can't hear me.
How would somebody get in touch with you?
Our website is tsnadvertising.com. And our phone number is 888.
All righty then. So, again, we're having technical difficulties. I apologize. Eric, it has been fascinating to hear at least part of what you said. I feel like it's like a murder mystery. I feel like I've heard the tidbit, the tease, but I don't know who done it. I really want to know more about it, Eric, and I would appreciate it if at some point we could get you back on the show when we're not having technical difficulties. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, there you are.
I can hear you just fine, but for some reason, the powers that be will not let me communicate to you.
Were you able to say how to get in touch with you?
Yeah, tsnadvertising.com. All of our info's there. And our number is 888-496-4850. But I'm assuming you didn't hear the second half of that.
You know what? It doesn't matter with the technical difficulties.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna tell our it's not working because that's going to drive me nuts. They tried to put us on the telephone, so that the problem is there's such a delay. I can't do that. So, wow. So, Eric, as long as you don't have technical difficulties like this with your truck signage business, is everything going well with your business?
Fantastically. Yes, if you can hear me.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Again, we're having technical difficulties, and I apologize for interrupting this section of the show. Eric, we definitely want to put you back on, so I'm going to have Asia reach out, and we're going to get you recorded so that we can get you on the air. Maybe we can even get you in person, because that's a for sure way to getting you out on the air. Thank you so much for listening to Smart Money Talk Radio. We'll be right back with our next segment. You've been listening to what's left of Smart Money Talk Radio. And Eric, thank you for being part of our show.
Smart Money Talk Radio.
KNBC Smart Money Talk Radio, powered by Conaway & Conaway. Building and preserving your wealth since 1988. You could be paying too much in tax.
If your stockbroker, financial advisor, or insurance agent is not talking with your tax advisor, they should be.
Call us at 888-266-2929.
That's 888-CONAWAY.
Find out what a real team can accomplish for you.
Weeds. It seems like they never stop, but you can put weeds in their place with Kcaa herbicide. Year after year, Kcaa delivers reliable control of a broad spectrum of weeds and excellent crop safety in over 50 crops. 50 crops! Kcaa gives you long-lasting residual control of more than 90 annual broadleaf weeds and grasses. It even controls tough weeds like fiddleneck, mare's tail, fleabane, fillory, and Italian ryegrass. Plus, Kcaa offers excellent rotational flexibility, so you can use it in fallow beds while keeping your options open to plant cotton, corn, rice, wheat, tomatoes, and more. And Kcaa has staying power to last through extreme weather conditions without leaching or liftoff. It's time to show weeds who's boss. Take control and keep control with Kcaa herbicide. To learn more about Kcaa, talk to your PCA or Valent sales representative or visit us at valent.com/Kcaa. Always read and follow label instructions.
Do you have more questions and answers about your retirement? If you're retired or within 5 years of retiring, give us a call here at Conaway & Conaway. Turn your retirement funds into a legacy for your family. Possibly reduce taxes during retirement. Position your funds to protect and create wealth, regardless of what happens in the stock market. If you've saved at least $250,000 for your retirement, go to ConawayandConaway.com. That's CONAWAY and get your appointment.
Smart Money Talk Radio.
Technical difficulties we've been having. I'm Jim Conaway, and this is Smart Money Talk Radio. And upcoming next, we have, thankfully, a pre-recorded interview with Victoria Betancourt of Coney Bear Clean Tech. Take it away, engineer person.
Something I said earlier today.
Coney Bear Clean Tech is a company that I actually opened last year. I've owned Coney Bear, which was recruiting and staffing for 25 years, and since 2009, we started focusing on renewable energy as a market sector for us.
Right.
But last year, I decided to separate the two companies and create Coney Bear Clean Tech, which would be all about sustainability.
Okay.
So Coney Bear Clean Tech does recruiting, consulting, and training in the clean tech and renewable energy sectors. We're going to be having other conferences and other small get-togethers that we're going to call salons, which are kind of like, in Europe when the artists used to get together and have salons to discuss art, we're going to get together and discuss sustainability.
I love that.
We are going to be giving workshops in California, and also we have a sustainability demonstration project in Colombia, South America.
Okay.
Where we have an organic aloe farm, and we're also going to be giving workshops not only on permaculture, but also sustainable architecture and other types of sustainable and renewable energy solutions. But we'll also be doing workshops here in California.
And now, your company, if anybody has a clean tech, environmentally friendly, like the guy that had the green pills that was on our radio show at one point, he might come to you and say, I need this type of an engineer, or I need to arrange this thing. What type of services, are there any limits, or is it just got to be in that market niche?
Okay, well, Coney Bear as recruiting and staffing used to kind of be all things to all people. And so Coney Bear Clean Tech is going to be a lot more focused only on sustainability. But yes, we do supply lots of engineers, but also salespeople. Clean technology companies have some very particular market niche needs and certain types of people that are very specific to those needs. And so we really focus on recruiting in sustainable and renewable energy markets, but also, since recruiting is all about connecting people, the conference is also about connecting people. And the workshops that we're going to be doing are about connecting people and connecting learning and training and solutions.
There's a smart money tip in here, and I want to bring that one out. And here's the thing that's interesting to me is you're creating a community around clean tech. And in creating this community, not only are you serving your obvious personal passion for clean tech and all things sustainable, but you're also serving your company's best interest. Because now you've got this community that knows who you are. Yes?
Exactly. So that really is the idea. And we also hope to form much stronger associations with other types of community-based organizations.
So what is a Coney Bear Clean Tech Leaders Conference?
Coney Bear Cleantech Leaders Conference is a conference that I put together that's going to be a one-day symposium, and we're bringing in some really exciting speakers, some from Europe and all over the United States that are going to talk about renewable energy and sustainable solutions that are actually available today, and some of them that are going to be debuted for the first time ever at our conference.
Oh, wow. Sounds cool. So tell us, how did you decide we're going to do this clean tech thing?
The conference was a way for us to have a coming out party for Coney Bear Cleantech, but also to bring people together and connect them, because recruiting is all about connecting people. And I think if we get the word out about not only the types of people, but the really interesting things that people are doing, they'll have a chance to be seen in the marketplace. We need everybody together to really communicate what's going on and
put a bunch of smart people in a room, and sooner or later something smart happens?
Yeah, something like that.
It's sort of a stage for people to bring really cool ideas and concepts, so they can say, look at this really cool idea of how we can manufacture electricity, how we can clean water, how we can save water, or whatever it is. Yes?
Right. So we do have some really amazing innovators that are bringing really innovative products and solutions that will be speaking. We also have some leaders that are going to be talking about, for example, net zero energy buildings. That's a building that creates all of the energy that it uses on site and doesn't waste anything, including water. We also have another water expert, Brad Lancaster, who what he has shown in one of his videos is when it rains, instead of letting all that clean rainwater just go down the gutter, cut into the concrete curb, and he lets that water then flow into his parkway where he has created a food forest, only with rainwater.
So literally, all this guy did was just cut a channel through a curb to water a garden.
Exactly.
Well, that's brilliant.
It is.
I love stuff that's simple like that.
Right. And he also talks about how if you loosen your soil and you don't let it get compacted into a hard clay, that spongy soil then is going to absorb all the rainwater and get down to the roots. And so you need a lot less water to water your plants to begin with. There are a lot of different ways to water, and sprinklers are very, very inefficient. But all you need also is...
but they're so fun to run through.
Yeah,
it's true.
There are a lot of different ways to save water, and they don't cost any money, and we should be using all of these things, but people just need to be educated about them.
The truth of the matter is, we have a certain limited amount of resources, and if we're very clever with these resources, you can either A, reduce your cost, or B, make money with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what will the attendees get from having gone to your event?
I think that they're going to come away feeling really optimistic and excited about what the future will hold, because really the technologies exist today to solve almost all of our problems in sustainability. And we really just need to get the word out, get people educated, and create the political will as well as the market opportunities for these products and services and ideas to spread.
When you talk about political will, you're actually going to have politicians.
Yes, the mayor of Santa Ana, Miguel Polito, is going to be there.
Okay.
And he is going to talk about what cities are looking to buy. Cities, of course, are interested also in saving money. And they're also interested, surprisingly, they're also interested in smart technologies.
Yeah, instead of having the sprinklers run when it's raining,
exactly,
the sprinklers are smart enough to not run when it's raining.
And he's also going to talk about the solutions that are coming down the pike now that are going to really revolutionize the way we live, because there are some technological solutions that are just hitting the market.
We've talked about water a lot because there's a drought here in Southern California. It's a hot topic at the moment, pardoning the intended pun. But what about electricity?
We have somebody coming from the Netherlands to our conference, the CEO of Plant E. And she has a patented process that she is going to demonstrate at our conference for the very first time in the United States.
Oh, wow.
And it's a process to get electricity from living plants.
Okay, not like we used to in junior high school where we'd stick a potato, but some other process to actually generate electricity.
Yes, it's very different from getting biofuels. It's very different from other types of things that people have done. And so for the very first time in the United States, that will be debuted at our conference.
Okay, great. So who should attend this conference?
Well, people that are interested in renewable energy. So companies that have renewable energy products, for example, as well as people that work for governments and municipalities, venture capitalists, engineering firms and architectural firms that are interested in having renewable solutions, real estate investment firms, real estate property management firms.
Yes. If you can cut your overhead, you're building profit. That's really what that's about. When you run an apartment building, it's very typical that you pay the water bill. So if you can save on the water bill, that's a huge savings, right straight down to the bottom line.
Efficiency is sustainable.
Is this a place for people who are homeowners or just really interested in doing something to make their own home more eco-friendly?
Absolutely. Homeowners will learn a lot about what they can do in their own home. They can learn a lot about saving water, and they also, for example, Eva Smart Shower is another product that's going to be debuted. That's the smart shower that I talked about. That would be a type of product that homeowners can buy.
Talk a little bit more about the smart shower, because that didn't get caught on air.
Oh, okay. So we have a couple of 25-year-old entrepreneurs that have created a smart shower that is so smart that it can tell if you're washing your hair and you need a lot of water, or if you've stepped away to shave your legs and you need less water. So it will adjust the flow automatically.
I love
and
that.
Saves 50% of the water that you use from your shower.
And you know what? When I'm shaving my legs, I really need to know that the water is not being wasted. Maybe. So what are the dates of, and where is this event, and how do people buy tickets? How do they come?
The event is on May 14th. It's a Thursday at the Eureka Building in Irvine, California.
So when you find it, you say, Eureka!
If you Google Eureka Building in Irvine, you'll find the address. To get tickets, it's really easy just to Google Coney Bear Clean Tech Leaders Conference. Even if you leave out leaders, you'll get there. Coney Bear is spelled like Coney Island and Bears, but there's an E on the end of California. And Clean Tech is one word. But just Googling that, you'll find the conference, and then you click on the landing page. There will be a button to register, but the landing page will also tell you all about the speakers and all about the conference and all the details. There's a little button to register. It costs only $69 for the entire day, including the breakfast, lunch, and happy hour.
Ooh.
So it's a really great deal.
Yeah, look, I know some people that make advantage of that just on happy hour. That sounds like quite a bargain.
It is quite a bargain.
$69.
It's a great value, and it's our premiere and our very first conference, so we wanted to make it affordable for people. We're introducing ourselves to the world, but we're also introducing some really new technologies, and we wanted to have a really great first conference and have it be a coming out party for Coney Bear Clean Tech.
Well, thank you so much for being part of Smart Money Talk Radio, and I just want our listeners to know that being eco-friendly is smart money.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Smart Money Talk Radio.
Do you have more questions and answers about your retirement? If you're retired or within 5 years of retiring, give us a call here at Conaway & Conaway. Turn your retirement funds into a legacy for your family. Possibly reduce taxes during retirement. Position your funds to protect and create wealth, regardless of what happens in the stock market. If you've saved at least $250,000 for your retirement, go to ConawayandConaway.com. That's CONAWAY, and get your appointment. KNBC Smart Money Talk Radio, powered by Conaway & Conaway. Building and preserving your wealth since 1988. You could be paying too much in tax.
If your stockbroker, financial advisor, or insurance agent is not talking with your tax advisor, they should be.
Call us at 888-266-2929.
That's 888-CONAWAY.
Find out what a real team can accomplish for you.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-643-9406. That's 1-800-643-9406. Again, 1-800-643-9406. Call now.
If you're tired of getting turned down by banks and other money lenders, it's time you came to Falcon Investment and Loans Incorporated. Our experienced team of investment and lending professionals is dedicated to meeting our clients' private loan needs quickly and efficiently. We offer competitive interest rates, fast approval, and deal closures. So don't wait. Visit falconloans.com today and we'll help you soar.
Falcon Investment and Loans Incorporated is licensed through the California Department of Real Estate. ERE 0190824 NMLS 863069. Visit falconloans.com for more information.
When a big-name retailer finds its sales in a slow downward spiral, the geniuses in the executive suite often try to keep their profits up by cheapening their product and delivering less to customers. To see how well this strategy works, look no further than the declining sales at Walmart and McDonald's. When the geniuses in charge of these behemoths applied the cutback strategy, their slow decline turned into a perilous nosedive. You'd think their experience would keep other executives from making the same mistake, but here comes an even bigger and much more important retail behemoth saying, "We have to cut to survive." That's the pronouncement last year by the honcho of the U.S. Postal Service, which has been eliminating employees, closing facilities, and reducing services for years. Each new round of reductions drives away more customers, which causes clueless executives to prescribe more cuts. In a January